the 911 calls Nicole Simpson made when an outraged O.J. Simpson was knocking down her back door.
Well, my ex-husband or my husband just broke into my house, and he's ranting and raving. Now, he's just walked out in the front yard. Has he been drinking or anything?
Bobby, come here and take a look at this.
Minutes passed, then a second, more desperate call.
911 emergency. Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson.
Wait a minute, what kind of car is he in?
He's in a white Bronco, but first of all, he broke the back door down to get in.
Okay, wait a minute, what's your name?
Nicole Simpson. You're going to hear him in a minute. He's about to come in again.
Okay, just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the out.
Wait a minute, just stay on the line.
This 911 stuff. That's not what really happened, Bobby. They're covering me with filth.
I know. It's so unfair.
People may have seen me as fun-loving, but underneath I had plans. I studied diction. Bobby, I studied the good manners of life. You know that.
I certainly do.
I watched Ronald Reagan, and if that man made a good president, why, the job is open to many more people than you might think. I tell you, I could have been many things.
Who knows?
I do.
All I can say is every potential juror in Southern California has now heard
the horror and the other victim, and they felt bad that Ron's story hadn't been told.
Bobby, how am I going to pay for my defense? You know my assets are all tied up.
Oh, Jay, I've explained this to all of your rich friends. They promise and they promise, but not one of them has written a check.
What about the Kane brothers?
Well, they wanted exclusive interviews for their shows. Inside Edition, American Journal. But they attached so many strings, Shapiro walked away from the deal.
Wait a minute. It was my money he was walking away from.
Oh, Jay, I had to agree with them. The media would have killed you for keeping them out.
What's the media doing now? Killing me. Okay, I seen it coming. I had to mortgage my house. You know, I've been thinking about Shapiro, Bobby. I know he's a terrific lawyer, but I still do worry. He's never tried a death penalty case.
That's true. It's also true that his strength is in copping pleas and making deals. You haven't discussed making a deal with him, have you?
No way. Does Bob think I'm guilty?
The blood evidence troubles him.
Does he believe completely in my innocence? Completely, or does he not?
I'm not sure. All I know is that you need somebody who knows how to take this case to court. Maybe somebody black.
Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran, is that what you're thinking?
Well, he is the best black lawyer in town. I hear that everywhere.
Could you talk to Johnny?
No, OJ. That's a call you have to make.
Mrs. Shapiro, how are you? Mr. Shapiro, nice to see you. This way, please. Oh, may I congratulate you on your appearance on the Today Show?
Thank you, James.
Mr. Shapiro will be on Connie Chung or Barbara Walters.
Oh, we're the best. Mr. Shapiro, are you expecting anybody?
Yes, Effie Bailey will be joining us.
I will look for him. Okay. Mr. Shapiro, Roger Moore is here, and he would like you to stop by his table.
Well, we can always use the help of James Bond. You didn't? Glad you could make it. I want to thank you for telling the media that O.J. is innocent.
Good evening, ladies.
And to you, Bob, for putting together such a terrific dream team.
Speaking of which, Bob, where's the newest member of your dream team? I don't see Mr. Cochran.
He's doing a Shapiro. He's probably in front of some TV camera somewhere right now.
Dershowitz was telling me you're getting in Scheck from New York.
Scheck? Who's Scheck?
Barry Scheck. He's the best DNA lawyer in the country. I hate talking shop at dinner, don't you?
Well, I suggest we raise our glasses.
Cheers.
Both sides still bickering about every aspect of the case. Blood evidence, character testimony.
Okay, I want it in writing. And now tell me once again. They're sure it's her blood. No doubt.
Demand to show evidence that O.J. Simpson battered his
Hey, Bobby.
ex-wife.
Thanks for the ride.
Clearly the 911 tapes, some photos, and even testimony from relatives has been reported.
Bob, You remember the heel imprint they found on the carpet at the Bronco? The heel imprint that matched the one at the murder scene?
What about it?
What about it? They found Nicole Brown's blood in it. Bob, there's one thing to plant a few bloody drops. It's another thing entirely to manufacture a bloody heel print in carpet. Also, another DNA test came in on the glove that Furman found at Simpson's home. And it contains a mixture of Simpson's blood, Nicole's blood, and Ron Goldman's blood. Not good news.
OJ does not need an attorney who's looking to make a deal.
With all due respect, I don't think you realize that what he needs is an attorney who's able to do just that. 5 to 12 for manslaughter. It's a lot better than life.
And word just coming in now that Judge Ito is refusing to bar late edition Chris Darden from the DA's team.
Okay, OJ, I am not asking you to agree with anything I'm going to say right now, but I need you to listen to me. Please listen to me. We have to talk about alternatives. As your lawyer, I have an obligation
I don't want to hear anything about alternatives.
Please, just hear me out, okay? You've paid me a lot of money. Just listen to what I have to say, okay? This is what I think will be Marcia's theory of the case. You were offended when the family refused to let you go out to dinner with them. You decided to punish Nicole by slashing her tires, so you went to her.
What?
TV. You went.
OJ, pay no attention to this.
Bobby, please, just hear me out, okay? You went to her home with a knife in a rage. You cut her throat in a rage. It was by accident. No, we can argue this, please. Please. Just then, Goldman comes by. You thought he was her lover, and you killed him in self-defense. We can argue this. He's young. He was strong.
Mr. Shapiro, will you join us in my chambers, please?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. I'll be right there. Thank you.
Jerry, we'll get to this involved.
Okay, afterward, in a daze, you got rid of the clothes and the knife. You flew to Chicago. On the next day, when you returned to L.A., and please, Bobby, this is, I think this is Marcia's idea, not mine. You got Kardashian to dispose of the crime scene clothes and the knife.
I am not going to plead guilty to something I didn't do. I don't ever want to hear you talk about this again. Are you crazy?
I don't understand this.
Shapiro has been a friend, an old friend. But I must speak out. OJ's right. This is insanity. He's ready to make you an accessory after the fact.
Well, I'm not an accessory to anything.
Of course not. But Bob still wants to run the show. He's not interested in his client. He's interested in himself. OJ.
Shapiro says he's off to the beach in Hawaii during the Christmas holidays.
Sean, Carl, and I are staying here. We have a case to win.
I agree. I even think that you should give opening and closing statements. Let Shapiro take second position. Are you up for it?
I'm for it. This jury can relate to me. Yes, I can win this case. But I still say only OJ can tell Shapiro what he wants and have it stick. Until then, I make no move.
OJ, we just got off the phone with Shapiro.
I know. You want me to dump him, but I don't want to lose him. He's a good lawyer, and he knows too much.
OJ, get tough. Give me a reason why you can't move on this.
Shapiro is white. He has large recognition. In this town, I need powerful white representation.
Well, can't you demote him just a little? Will you at least think about that?
I'm on trial for my life. Get it? I got other things to think about. You guys work it out. That check is okay. I'm amazed how he's chipping away the prosecution's case. This team of ours is really beginning to cook.
Juice, prepare yourself. The next couple of days, Clark is going to show the jury the crime scene and the autopsy photos.
Oh, Bobby, you have to hide me from the TV cameras when they show those pictures. Because those cameras are going to zoom in on me and I don't know if I can take it. Nicole is dead, Bobby. She's dead. I still can't believe that. I could have saved her, only I'd been there. Bobby, I hear her in my dreams.
Your Honor, the prosecution will now present some evidence that the jury may find disturbing.
There was not a single person in that courtroom who did not react to those pictures. Those pictures were absolutely horrible to look at.
And how often could we expect Simpson's DNA pattern to show up in the general population?
Only once in every 170 million whites or African Americans.
Isn't it true, Dr. Cotton, that every one of those blood drops collected from the Bundy walkway has the same genetic markers as Mr. Simpson's blood?
Yes.
It's a delay just to advise our viewers you're not missing anything, and we're not talking over anything. There seems to be some delay. But, Kristen, the judge has gone to extraordinary lengths over the last 4 weekends to provide some form of entertainment.
That check is okay. I'm amazed how he's chipping away the prosecution's case. This team of ours is really beginning to cook.
Juice, prepare yourself. The next couple of days, Clark is going to show the jury the crime scene and the autopsy photos.
Oh, Bobby, you have to hide me from the TV cameras when they show those pictures. Because those cameras are going to zoom in on me, and I don't know if I can take it. Nicole is dead, Bobby. She's dead. I still can't believe that. I could have saved her, only I'd been there. Bobby, I hear her in my dreams.
Your Honor, the prosecution will now present some evidence that the jury may find disturbing.
There was not a single person in that courtroom who did not react to those pictures. Those pictures were absolutely horrible to look at.
And how often could we expect Simpson's DNA pattern to show up in the general population?
Only once in every 170 million whites or African Americans.
Isn't it true, Dr. Cotton, that every one of those blood drops collected from the Bundy walkway has the same genetic markers as Mr. Simpson's blood?
Yes.
It's a delay just to advise our viewers you're not missing anything, and we're not talking over anything. There seems to be some delay. But, Kristen, the judge has gone to extraordinary lengths over the last 4 weekends to provide some form of entertainment.
The O.J. Simpson trial now an unofficial tourist stop. In an unexpected appearance today, the Natalie-dressed Stanford University band pays homage to the occasion.
Glove company executive Richard Rubin to the stand to describe the gloves found at the crime scene as well as at the Simpson home. Once again, much back and forth. But the result, the board jury.
All right, we'll take our after.
Johnny Cochran, however, played down the ruling.
We just got our case back. OJ, you have to focus on what this case is all about. Your best friend is reasonable doubt. That is the only message this jury should be hearing. Let's not take any risks.
No, let's take him. I want an acquittal. I'm innocent. I want this jury to see that I am not a batterer. I never stalked my ex-wife. You know, I didn't want to get into certain material, but I see that I have to. Call Keith Zlomsowicz to the stand.
Keith?
Zlomsowicz. He's a man who knows that I'm not violent. Not even under heavy provocation. One night after the divorce, I came walking along to pay a friendly visit to Nicole, and there she was on her living room sofa with this guy, Keith Zlomsowicz. I saw it right through the front window. I couldn't believe what I saw. It was so personal. And I did nothing. I waited until the following day. Then I told her that she had no right to perform an act like that where the kids might wake up and see what was going on. Now, can you call that stalking?
I certainly couldn't, O.J. But it may not be the right kind of thing for the media. Let's try to reconstruct your reputation in other ways.
Put me on the stand, Bobby. Why don't you bring Chris Arguelles down from San Francisco to get me ready? I'll show you how well I can handle these matters.
So,
when I walked past the crowd at the courthouse yesterday, someone yelled, "We're going to hurt you, boy."
Last night at the Palm, I ran into a friend of mine. His girlfriend said I wouldn't shake his hand. He's helping to defend O.J.
When O.J. gets out, the best insurance for him is to date a black woman.
Maybe someone with a big afro.
Somebody dark.
Hey, don't you start talking about my daughter.
Oh, no, she's not dark enough, Carl.
Can't be bronze or cream. Look. Now there's a girl for OJ.
Oh, no, that's not her. She's not black enough. I want OJ to have black woman with black thick lips, black kinky hair, and a black protruding ass.
Oh, you ain't right.
That's not too steamy for you, is it, Miss Chaplin?
No.
Oh, no, and OJ has to say to that woman, I love you for who you are inside.
For her personality. For her heart.
Well, OJ said he wants to change.
Well, he'll have one. When he gets out, the neighbors will buy his house and he'll go to New York with his kids.
Nicole's parents will fight him for the kids.
He'll get them. Browns can't keep him.
Terrible. It's case from hell.
Ooh, look at that.
Okay. Ooh, look at this. What do you want to do?
Hit me.
You sure? Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right.
12.
OJ, we finally got something decent out of Judge Ito. When you waive your right to testify, he's going to allow you to make a brief statement.
Good. Juice, now you got an opening in the line.
Miss Clark.
I want to go home, Bobby.
You're looking at 3 weeks in there.
Will they give me back my golf clubs right away?
Not right away. Detective Anatter's using them now.
OJ just sent a message from the holding cell. He wants to see you.
Barry, please remember my admonition to you. Please keep it entertaining. You're not giving a biology lecture.
I don't intend to be the most interesting person giving the closing argument. Carl, that's not my job. In fact, I don't care if I get ratings across the country as Mr. Boring.
Barry, it cannot be a factual, scholarly presentation. It has to be dramatic.
Noted.
Wait, Kid, what you got? The killer's soaked in blood, right? Right. He has to get rid of his clothes. He cannot get into the car with those bloody clothes and not saturate the upholstery. Right? That means that OJ gets into the car wearing only his socks and one glove.
Like Michael Jackson.
He drives home naked. He climbs over the fence with a bleeding hand, and he drops the glove, and he leaves a sock in the bedroom.
There's a sock in the bedroom.
I got him 3 to 5 with that.
Let's start with a sock. Please. Where I come from, that don't pass the laugh test. The point is, every explanation...
Cochran says he's cautiously optimistic, while Alan Dershowitz says he's cautiously pessimistic. Lee Bailey says he's confident that O.J. Simpson will be vindicated, but Robert Shapiro concedes he's a bit worried at the quick verdict.
As of about 8 o'clock this morning, we'll be in a full tactical alert, and what that simply means is it frees a lot of non-emergency calls from the radio queue. So
If you don't have a press pass, you have to get across the street.
Yeah, the line is up.
I don't understand the fact that he has not been presumed innocent until proven guilty.
I'm going to have to let it go at that because I'm told, Fred, we need to go back to you. There may be starting in the courtroom.
They're going to go look through the jurors' garbage. They're going to find them.
I'm going to have to interrupt you because Judge Lance Tito has taken his place. We go live.
All right, Mr. Cochran, Mr. Simpson, will you please stand and face the jury? Mrs. Robinson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA 097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, we, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187.A, a felony upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all. Yes. Juror number 1, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 2, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes.
Last
Juror number 3, as to
June
count 1,
13th, 94, was the worst nightmare of my life. This is the second.
Absolutely stunned. Stunned out of my mind. He is so guilty, it makes your hair want to go in a frizz.
I mean, come on. A lot of evidence just right there, and I mean, I guess they already made up their mind.
He got as fair a trial as a black man can get in this white society.
Surrounded by a van with 2 Nation of Islam guards and a black car aggressively trying to prevent anyone from getting near him, O.J. Simpson's van sped at 70 miles an hour off the 10 freeway onto the 405 freeway, heading north and heading home. And all along the way, fans, a welcoming entourage to freedom. At the Sunset Boulevard off-ramp, where he and Al Cowlings pulled up more than a year ago, his van again was greeted by well-wishers. Along the way, just one person standing with a sign saying, "Murderer." And odds are, O.J. never even saw it.
Most people feel that he was guilty. You know what I mean? And it's a free man coming home. You know, who committed 2 murders. You know? What are you going to do?
What are you going to think if you see him in the street? You know, if you drive along here, you know.
Probably think that the next time I get asked to do jury duty, I better do it.
He is going to do an interview with Barbara Walters of ABC, and it is expected at that time he will more fully flesh out these views that he tantalized.
Robert, my position was always the same, that race would not and should not be a part of this case. Not only did we play the race card, we dealt it from the bottom of the deck.
Quite a few months ago, it began to seem that it was you on one side and Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey on the other, and that your team was split. Should there be animosity among the lead members of the defense team?
There was no animosity between myself and Johnny Cochran. There were serious differences of opinion, still are.
What are the major differences?
He believes everything in America is related to race. I do not.
Would you work again on a case with Johnny Cochran?
No.
Would you work on a case again with F. Lee Bailey?
I will not talk to F. Lee Bailey.
Robert Shapiro was the first to publish a book with an advance of $1.25 million. Johnny Cochran's advance was over $4 million. Barry Scheck returned to the Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law, where he continued his groundbreaking work using DNA to exonerate wrongfully convicted felons. A year after the Simpson case, F. Lee Bailey was held in contempt of court and jailed for failing to return $16 million in stock that federal prosecutors say belonged to the U.S. government. In that case, Robert Shapiro testified against Bailey. The civil trial in the wrongful death case brought by Fred Goldman resulted in a judgment of $8.5 million in compensatory damages and $25 million in punitive damages against O.J. Simpson. Just months later, his Rockingham home was sold and the new owner decided to level it. Simpson is now retired in Florida and lives off a $4 million pension fund he amassed during his professional career.